Welcome, beautiful soul. The angels are surrounding you right now with the warmest, most golden light you could ever imagine. Before anything else, just breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let whatever tension you've been carrying today soften just a little. You are safe right now. You are seen. You are so deeply, completely loved. And this message? It found you today for a reason that is bigger than coincidence, bigger than the algorithm, bigger than anything your logical mind might try to explain away. If you stay all the way to the end of what I'm about to share with you, something inside your heart is going to shift. Not in a loud, dramatic way, but in that quiet, deep down way, the kind of shift that feels like finally exhaling after you didn't even realize you'd been holding your breath. So please don't scroll away. What the angels are about to reveal is meant specifically for you. Right now, in this moment, there is something you need to hear. Something that has been on its way to you for a while. The angels have been holding this message, waiting for exactly the right moment to place it in front of your eyes and your heart. And that moment is now. So lean in, open up. Let what comes next land somewhere real inside you. There is a soul that is connected to yours. You already know who it is. Maybe their name came to your mind the second you started reading this. Maybe you feel that familiar warmth in your chest even now just thinking about them. That pull. That quiet, persistent, unexplainable pull that doesn't go away no matter how many times you've tried to redirect it. The angels want you to know that person is getting married. And before fear rushes in, before your breath catches and your mind starts spinning, stay with me. Just stay right here for one more moment. Because the person your soulmate is getting married to, it's you. It is you. Your soulmate has already said yes. Not just to love in some abstract, floaty way, but to a real life. A shared life. A beautiful, ordinary, extraordinary life, with you at the center of every single plan. This is the message the angels have been preparing. And today you are ready to receive it. Let that truth settle into your chest gently. There's no rush. No need to immediately figure out what it means or what to do next. Just let the warmth of it be real for a moment. Because the love you have been holding, the love you sometimes wondered if you were feeling too deeply or too quietly or maybe even foolishly, that love has been echoing back from the other side the entire time. You were never feeling it alone. You were never reaching across an empty space. There has always been someone reaching back. Beloved one who is divinely protected and infinitely loved. Let's go a little deeper together. Let's talk about what has really been happening beneath the surface of everything you've seen and everything you haven't been able to see. True love doesn't always move in a straight, tidy line. If only it did, things would feel so much simpler. But the most real, most lasting, most transformative love takes a winding path. It moves through seasons. It sits with people through confusion, through fear, through the kind of inner work that can't be rushed and can't be faked. And that is exactly the journey that has been happening inside the heart of the person who is meant to share this life with you. This isn't a new feeling for them. It is an old feeling that has finally been given permission to grow into something it has always wanted to become. Every memory of you that this person has carried, every time they found themselves thinking of you in the middle of an ordinary moment without any logical reason, every time they imagined what it would feel like to truly have you close, all of it has been quietly building, quietly maturing, quietly becoming a decision. When love grows up, when it stops being just a feeling and becomes something a person is willing to act on and build their life around, that is one of the most sacred things that can happen in a human heart. And that is what has happened here. The doubts are gone. The confusion is gone. The fear of making the wrong choice is gone. What remains is clarity. And what that clarity is pointing to with absolute certainty is you. Now the angels understand that this might bring up something complicated inside you. They see you so clearly. They know the places in your heart that have been careful lately. They know the quiet wall you may have built, not because you don't believe in love, but because you've been brave enough to love before and brave enough to survive when it hurt. That protection makes complete sense. The angels honor every wall you've built, because they know how hard it was to need one in the first place. But here is what they need you to hear. What is coming toward you now is not the same energy that built that wall. This is different. This is grown. This is someone who has walked through their own fire and come out the other side knowing what they want, knowing who they are, and knowing without any shadow of a doubt that it is you. There is a profound difference between someone who comes to you because they're afraid to be alone and someone who comes to you because you are the one. That difference is not just emotional, it's spiritual. It lives in the quality of the love itself. And what is heading your way carries that second kind of energy, that grounded, chosen, fully awake kind of love. So here is what the angels are asking you to release today. Release the idea that you were ever forgotten. Release the story that what you felt was too much or too naive. Release the quiet belief that a love this real doesn't actually happen for people like you. Because it does. And it is happening. Right now. For you. Think back to the last few weeks or maybe even the last few days. How many times did you feel a sudden, unexpected warmth settle over you for no clear reason? How many times did a song play and something quiet stirred in your chest? How many times did a memory surface, not because you went looking for it, but because it simply rose up on its own? That is not random. That is not your imagination being dramatic. That is the invisible thread that connects two souls who are meant to find each other. And that thread has never stopped vibrating between you. It has never gone slack. And it is being pulled from both sides. The person whose heart is turning toward you right now has had those same moments. The same unexpected warmth. The same memories that surface without invitation. They have stopped in the middle of an ordinary afternoon, in the middle of something completely unrelated to love, and found their thoughts full of you. Full of the way you looked at them once. Full of something small and specific that only you have ever made them feel. These aren't just sentimental glances backward. These are the stirrings of a soul that already knows the truth even when the mind is still catching up. There is a force between the two of you that does not follow logic and does not require perfect timing. It simply persists. It has persisted through distance. It has persisted through silence. It has persisted through all the moments when it seemed like maybe life was pulling you in separate directions. And what persists, dear one, is real. What persists is worth listening to. This connection was not created by accident. Two people don't come into each other's lives the way the two of you did without a deeper reason. The angels have been watching over this bond since before you were even fully aware of it. Holding it steady through every difficult season, keeping the invisible thread between you whole even when everything else felt like it was fraying at the edges. And now, it is time for that connection to become something you can hold in your hands. Something you can build a real, living, breathing life inside of. Your soulmate already knows this. They're not still weighing options or sitting on the fence. The internal debate is over. The decision that has been quietly forming inside them for a long time has finally taken its full shape. And the shape of that decision has your name written all through it. They want to be close to you, not in some vague, theoretical, one day maybe way. They want the everyday things, the small, unglamorous, deeply beautiful ordinary moments, figuring out what to make for dinner, sitting in the same room doing different things and feeling completely at ease. planning something small and funny and then planning something big and life-changing. They want to introduce you to the people they love most in the world. They want those people to know your name, to know your face, to understand why this person they care about can't stop smiling when your name comes up. They want to stop imagining what this life would feel like and start actually living it. With you, beside you, toward you. And here is something the angels want to speak directly into your spirit right now. While you have been sitting with your own questions, wondering if the feelings were really mutual, wondering if you were reading the signs correctly or just seeing what you wanted to see, this person has been on their own quiet inner journey. They have been processing, growing, sitting with fears that they maybe didn't even fully know how to name, learning the difference between what they thought they wanted and what they truly, deeply, soul-level want. Fear has a way of freezing even the most loving hearts in place. It builds invisible walls just like yours. And this person has had to face their own walls, their own doubts, their own old wounds from before you, before they could arrive at the place they are now. A place of real readiness. A place of honest, open-hearted clarity. But they've done that work. And on the other side of all of it, what they found wasn't emptiness. It wasn't more confusion. It was you. It has always been you, waiting quietly on the other side of every fear they had to walk through. The love that emerges from that kind of internal journey is not the same as the love that exists before it. The steadier, this more patient, this more honest. It knows itself better. And because it knows itself, it knows what it wants. Which means when it chooses with everything it has. That is who is coming toward you now. Not someone who will half love you while keeping one foot out the door. Not someone who loves you when it's convenient or when there's no other option. Someone who has looked at every option, who has faced themselves completely, and who has chosen you with full awareness. Fully, consciously, with everything they are. You are not someone's backup story. You are not someone's in the meantime. You are someone's only. The angels need you to let that fully land. Because you have been someone's only this entire time, even when you couldn't see it from where you were standing. Now, beloved one, here is where the angels are asking something of you. This love is real. The moment moving toward you is real. But for it to bloom completely, it needs something from you in return. It needs your openness. It needs your willingness to set down the armor just enough to let something genuinely beautiful walk in. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be willing. Because the love that is preparing to step fully into your life isn't asking you to be perfect. It isn't asking you to have everything figured out. It's simply asking you to be present. To say, in your own quiet and personal way, to yourself and to the universe, I am ready. I believe in this. I am open to receiving what has already been prepared for me. That openness, that one act of releasing your grip on doubt and saying yes to what's already been chosen for you, that is what activates everything the angels have been quietly putting into place. You see, what's coming isn't only emotional and relational. There are blessings being arranged around this union that go far beyond what you can currently see from where you stand. Doors that seemed permanently closed are beginning to ease open. Circumstances that felt like they had no way forward are shifting. Things that seemed completely impossible even a few months ago are becoming not just possible, but likely. Not by magic, by alignment. The kind of alignment that happens when two souls move toward each other with honesty and intention and the full force of who they truly are. There will be signs you can't miss. You may already be noticing them. A feeling of unexpected peace right in the middle of a hard day. A sense of deep knowing about something you can't logically explain. A quiet certainty that something is about to change, and this time, unlike other times, it is going to be good. Trust those signals. They are not wishful thinking. They are real. They are the universe laying out its confirmation, whispering to your spirit. Yes, this is real. Yes, this is happening. Yes, you are right to believe. Your soulmate is receiving their own signs right now. This person is feeling called toward you with a strength that is surprising even them. The desire to reach out, to say what they've been holding inside, to actually close the distance between you, that desire has become something they no longer feel capable of ignoring. And they're not trying to anymore. When they do step forward, you will feel it in a way that goes beyond just hearing words. You will feel it in the quality of their presence, in the steadiness of their energy, in the way they look at you like they finally stopped pretending they don't see everything they see when they look at you. There will be honesty in it. There will be peace in it. And something in your own heart will recognize it instantly, because your heart already knows. It has known for a long time. That's what the angels want you to understand. You haven't been imagining things. You haven't been making something out of nothing. You have been accurately sensing something real. And now that real thing is becoming undeniable. The angels also want to say something about the healing that is woven into this love. Because this isn't just about romance. This isn't just about finding someone to share your time with. The love that is preparing to enter your life fully carries healing in it. Actual, deep, lasting healing. When two people come together who have genuinely chosen each other, who have done their inner work and arrived with honesty and maturity and a real willingness to be seen, they don't just build a relationship. They build a sanctuary, a space where both souls can finally exhale, where being exactly who you are isn't just tolerated, it is celebrated, where your tenderness and your depths are not something you have to manage or minimize. They are the very things this person fell in love with. That is what you are stepping into. A love that heals, a love that holds, a love that says clearly, you are enough exactly as you are right now. Not when you're fixed, not when you've earned it, right now, and I choose you anyway. I choose you specifically because of who you are. The wounds that came before this, the times you were made to feel like you were too much or not quite enough, the times you loved fully and felt that love land somewhere that couldn't hold it the way it deserved, those chapters are coming to a close. And what is opening now has been specifically shaped with your healing in mind. This is one of the things the angels want you to feel most deeply today. You are loved. Not loved in a distant, abstract way. Loved specifically. Loved personally. Loved by something vast and wise that sees every part of you, including the parts you hide from most people, and says, this one. This is the one we are protecting. Every prayer you have ever whispered in the dark. Every moment of longing that felt too large to fit into words. Every night you lay awake wondering if love like this was really for someone like you. Every single one of those moments was heard. And every single one of them is being answered now. Beloved soul, there is something so tender and so important the angels want to speak over you in this moment. You have carried this love with so much grace. Even on the days when you questioned yourself. Even on the days when you wondered if what you felt made any logical sense. You kept that love alive inside you. You didn't let it turn into bitterness. You didn't completely shut your heart down and throw away the key. That took real strength. Quiet strength. The kind that doesn't get celebrated very often but is extraordinarily powerful. And the angels see it. They honor it. They want you to know that your willingness to keep believing, even when belief felt hard, has been part of what has brought this love to where it is today. Your faith, even when it was small and shaky, has mattered. It has always mattered. You were never carrying this alone. There has been divine company beside you through every single step of this journey. even the steps that felt most solitary. Every time you felt an unexplained sense of peace settle over you in the middle of uncertainty, that was the angels. Every time you felt a quiet nudge to keep believing just a little longer, that was the angels. Every time something deep and wordless inside you whispered, "Don't give up, not yet, just a little longer," that was love itself reaching directly into your spirit. The angels have been protecting this connection from the very beginning. Not just protecting you from things that could harm you, but actively guarding the bond between you and your soulmate, holding it whole through every season of distance, keeping the thread alive through every moment of confusion, making sure that what was meant to come together was not lost along the way. They continue to do this, and they will walk with you as this love steps fully out of the invisible and into the real. When fear rises up in you, and it may, call on them. Ask for clarity. Ask for the courage to stay open. Ask for a sign when you need one. The angels are not far from you. They are not behind some great spiritual distance that requires something extraordinary to cross. They are as close as your next breath, as close as the warmth you feel in your chest when you allow yourself to believe that good things are really meant for you. Now, beautiful one, let the angels speak the final truth directly into your heart. You and the person who is meant to share this life with you are coming together. This is not a vague possibility floating somewhere in the future. This is a living, active certainty that is already in motion right now. The decisions are being made. The heart is ready. The timing is aligning in a way that even practical, logical circumstances are beginning to reflect. And this year, something is going to shift in a way that you will recognize the moment it happens. It won't arrive with dramatic fanfare. It will feel like something settling into its rightful place. It will feel like the kind of peace that you have been quietly searching for, finally coming home to rest inside you. You'll look back on this time, maybe not long from now, and understand why each piece of the path took the shape that it did. Why certain things had to slow down before they could speed up. Why certain doors had to close so that the right one could open. And you'll see with a clarity that will be almost startling how every single piece was working together, quietly and purposefully to bring you here, to this love, to this life, to this moment of finally. The waiting was never wasted. Every moment of it was preparation. Every hard day, every moment of wondering, every night of longing, all of it was building something in you, strengthening something, clearing space for something that needed room to arrive. And what is arriving is not fragile. This is not a love that will leave you walking on eggshells. This is not a love that will make you feel uncertain about where you stand. This is a love that will show up consistently in the quiet moments and the loud ones, in the easy days and the hard ones. A love that will choose you over and over again, not just once and then coast on it, but actively, intentionally, in ways both small and significant. You deserve that. You have always deserved that, even on the days when you weren't sure you believed it. So today, the angels ask one thing of you. Just one. Open your heart. Even a small amount. Even just enough to say quietly to yourself, I am ready. I believe this. I receive this love. Because everything they have shared with you today is already on its way. It does not need you to figure out every detail. It does not need you to have everything perfectly in order. It simply needs you to be open enough, trusting enough, to let it in when it arrives. Your soulmate has already made their choice. Now it is your beautiful, sacred, deeply loved turn. The angels love you more than any words in any language can fully hold. They are surrounding you right now with light, with warmth, with a peace that goes beyond understanding. and they will be with you through every single step as this love becomes the living story your heart has always, somewhere deep inside, known it would one day get to live. You are not alone. You have never been alone. You will not walk into this new chapter alone. The best chapter of your life is not somewhere distant on the horizon. It is beginning, right now, in this moment where you chose to believe just a little more than you did before. Go forward gently, beloved one. Go forward with trust. The angels are right here beside you, and they are not going anywhere. With love that has no beginning and no end, your angels are always, always with you. End of text. There is something the angels want to revisit with you because it is so important and so easy to overlook when we are in the middle of our own story. It is the idea of timing. We live in a world that tells us everything should happen quickly. We are surrounded by instant everything, instant answers, instant communication, instant results. And so when something we deeply want takes longer than we expected, it's natural to start wondering if it's ever going to happen at all. It's natural to start wondering if maybe you got it wrong. If maybe what you felt was your imagination. If maybe you read the signs incorrectly. The angels want to speak directly to that part of you today. That tender, tired, wondering part that has been carrying this hope for longer than it feels comfortable to admit. You did not get it wrong. Timing is one of the great mysteries of the spiritual journey. And it is also one of the great acts of love that the universe performs on our behalf. Because timing is not about making us wait for no reason. Timing is about preparation. It's about making sure that when something arrives, both people are truly ready to receive it and to sustain it. Think about how different it would have felt if this love had arrived in full force 2 years ago, or 5 years ago, before certain things had been learned, before certain wounds had been touched and tended, before certain fears had been named and faced. The love might have been the same, but the capacity to hold it, to truly be present within it, that would have been different. The angels don't delay blessings to be cruel. They delay them to be kind. They hold things in sacred space until the soil is ready to receive the seed and actually let it grow into something lasting. And that is what has been happening. On both sides, both hearts have been in a process of becoming ready, even when neither of you could fully see it happening. Now both sides are ready, and everything is beginning to move. Dear beloved soul, can we talk for a moment about what it means to truly receive love? Not just to hope for it from a distance or to dream about it in the quiet of your private thoughts, but to actually receive it when it arrives. Receiving love is, for many of us, harder than giving it. Giving love feels active, purposeful, like something we are doing. Receiving it requires a kind of stillness and openness and vulnerability that can feel much more exposing. To receive love means to let someone actually see you. Not the version of you that has everything together. Not the version that has already healed from everything. The real you. The complicated, layered, sometimes uncertain, sometimes radiant, always worthy you. It means letting someone choose you on a regular basis without immediately looking for proof that they're going to leave. It means allowing good things to be true without immediately bracing for the catch. The angels want you to practice receiving, starting right now, starting with this message. Let these words actually land. Don't hold them at arm's length. Don't read them and think, this is nice, but it's probably not really for me. Let them be for you, because they are. You are the person this message was sent to. You are the one whose soulmate is choosing them with a full and ready heart. You are the one the angels are surrounding with this much love and this much certainty right now. Let it be true. It is true. And when the love in your physical life begins to show up, and it is showing up, let that be true too. Let the signs be signs. Let the gestures be real. Let the words land. Let yourself be seen. The walls have done their job. They protected you when you needed protecting. But now it is safe to let them soften. Not to disappear completely, boundaries are always wise, but to soften enough to let something good walk in without having to fight its way past your defenses. Your soulmate doesn't want to fight for access to you. They want to be welcomed. They want to step into the warmth of your presence and feel that you have been expecting them. Because you have been, haven't you? Deep down, somewhere underneath all the doubt, you've been expecting this. Let yourself be right about that. Now, there is something else the angels want to address because it comes up so often for loving, spiritually aware souls like yourself. It is the fear of being hurt again. This fear is real. It has been earned. You have not imagined the pain of past heartbreak. You have not been overly sensitive or dramatic in how much it affected you. Real love leaves real marks when it doesn't work out the way we hoped. And those marks deserve to be honored, not dismissed. But here is the truth the angels want you to hold alongside that fear. The fact that you have been hurt before does not mean this love will hurt you. The fact that something went wrong in the past does not mean the future is set to repeat it. In fact, the very experiences that broke your heart in the past may be the exact experiences that prepared you to recognize and receive what is real when it arrives. They may have clarified what you actually need. They may have shown you what you deserve in contrast to what doesn't serve you. They may have built in you a depth of empathy and wisdom and discernment that someone who has never been through anything simply doesn't have. Your past pain has made you more ready, not less. And the person coming toward you, they have their own story of growth, their own experiences that have shaped and clarified and deepened them. The journey hasn't always been easy on their side either. But like you, they have come through it carrying more wisdom than they started with. More readiness, more truth. Two people who have been through something, who have grown through something, who have arrived at this moment having done real inner work, they don't build the same kind of relationship as two people who have never been tested. They build something deeper, something that has earned its own foundation. That is what you are building. And the foundation has already been laid by everything both of you have lived. Beautiful one, the angels want to paint a picture for you. Not of some far-off dream, but of something real and close and already in motion. Imagine waking up one ordinary morning and feeling, before you even fully open your eyes, that something has settled. Something that has been restless inside you for a long time has finally found its place of rest. The longing that used to sit heavy in your chest, that quiet ache that showed up uninvited in the middle of good days and made them feel somehow incomplete, it's gone. Not because you've stopped feeling, but because what you were longing for is right there. Not in some imagined future, right there. Imagine having someone to share the small moments with. The cup of coffee in the morning. The funny thing that happened during the day that you immediately want to tell someone. The end of the day exhale. The kind of quiet that isn't lonely because it's shared. Imagine being known. Really known. Not just the surface of you that you present to most people, but the deeper layers. The things you think about at 2 in the morning. The dreams that feel too big to say out loud. The old hurts that still sting a little. The specific things that make you laugh until you can't breathe. Imagine being known and being chosen anyway. Being chosen because of all of that, not in spite of it. That is what is coming. That specific, tender, real kind of love. Not perfect, because no love is perfect, but genuine, steady, chosen every day. The angels want you to carry this image with you. not as a fantasy to escape into, but as a compass, a reminder of what is real and what is possible and what is already on its way. Because sometimes we need to be able to see the destination before we can fully trust the road. Now you can see it. Hold it gently. It belongs to you. There is one more thing the angels want you to know before this message comes to its close. Something that feels important to say clearly. You are not receiving this love because you have done everything perfectly. You are not receiving it because you have been strong enough or patient enough or spiritual enough or good enough. You are not receiving it as a reward. You are receiving it because you are loved. Simply and completely and without conditions. You are receiving it because love like this is your birthright, just as it is every soul's birthright. You are receiving it because the universe does not withhold its greatest gifts from those who are worthy. It gives them to those who are present, to those who are open, to those who, even through all their doubt and all their fear, keep showing up and keep saying, somewhere in the quiet of their heart, I still believe. You have kept showing up. You have kept believing, even on the hardest days. And now heaven is saying back to you, we see you. We've always seen you. And everything that has been prepared for you is ready. You are loved, protected, guided, and held. Now and always, the angels are with you in this. Every step, every moment, every new beginning. And because the angels always want to leave you with something you can carry into your daily life, something practical and grounding alongside the spiritual, here is what they ask of you in the days ahead. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself about love. Notice when you catch yourself saying things like, it probably won't work out, or I shouldn't get my hopes up, or maybe I'm reading too much into this. These thoughts feel protective, and in some ways they are. But they are also walls. And right now, you are being invited to set those particular walls down. Instead, try this. When a loving thought arises, let it stay for a moment instead of immediately chasing it away. When you think of the person whose heart is turning toward yours, instead of following that thought with a wave of doubt, just let the warmth of it exist. Just for a breath. Just long enough to feel it. This is how you make space. This is how you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Not through elaborate rituals or perfect spiritual practices, but through this, allowing love to feel safe inside you again. One thought at a time. One moment at a time. The angels also want to encourage you to notice the little ways love is already showing up in your life right now. Not just in the one relationship your heart is focused on, but everywhere. In the kindness of a stranger. In the beauty of something simple and ordinary that catches you off guard. In the warmth of someone who genuinely cares about how your day went. Love is not scarce. It is everywhere. And when we start to notice it in the smaller places, we open ourselves up to receiving it in the bigger ones. You are already surrounded by love. The angels surround you with it constantly. And now the most specific, personal, life-changing love is making its way toward you with full intention. Open the door. Put the light on. Let it know you are home. Dear protected and cherished soul, as this message closes, the angels want to say one final thing to you directly from their hearts to yours. You are worthy of the love that is coming. Not because of anything you have done or achieved or figured out. Simply because you exist. Simply because you are you. That is enough. That has always been enough. The love being prepared for you is not something you have to earn. It is something you are meant to experience. It is part of your story, part of your purpose, part of why you are here. And now the chapter where that love becomes real, becomes lived, becomes a daily part of your breathing, waking, ordinary, and extraordinary life, that chapter is beginning. The angels are celebrating this with you. They are filled with joy at what you are about to step into. They have been waiting for this moment alongside you, and they are here, right now, cheering for you, holding the light steady, making sure nothing gets in the way of what has been lovingly prepared for your soul. Go forward with your head up and your heart open, beloved one. The love you have been waiting for is not lost. It is not late. It is right on time, and so are you. With all the love heaven holds, your angels are always with you. Amen.